welcome to Mr. Suleman Shaikh. He's the founder of the Sindh Graduate Association.
Okay.
Without further ado, Mr. Shaikh, could you explain a little bit about your work, specifically its initiation in Hala?
Yes. I started my life from Hala. I had my education up to metric in my high school at Hala. After that, I came to Hyderabad for my graduation.
So what happened in Hala
Yeah.
when you started Hala Graduates Association? What happened? What prompted you to do something in Hala?
It was in 1968 that we started Hala Graduates Association. Now I remember. And that's how we started, because at that time, we were struggling to have a girls' high school at our place. We never had a girls' institution at Hala. We had a degree college for boys, but there was no even primary school. So we started the movement to establish primary school, and after that we were very lucky to get started in 1973. We started the girls' high school at Hala, and nowadays, Alhamdulillah, we have got a degree college for girls also, and so now things are going ahead of it, and we are much better off.
Can you talk a little bit about how you were able to start the girls' high school and what prompted you to start a girls' high school, just out of your own personal goodwill, or was there a specific event that happened that encouraged you to start this?
You want to know about my original city? And it was actually a village of Hala at that time. Now it's a town, and it's located on the bank of River Indus on National Highway. It's about 55 kilometers away from Hyderabad on the north side. So this is what is about that. And basically, this was yes, sir.
I have to remind you that your headmaster of boys' school once came to you and asked you to visit your school that you graduated from, to look at what condition the school was in. And when you went there, you said, "What can I do?"
Oh, that's right. That was, I went to the primary school, actually. I went to the primary school and found out that the situation of the primary school was very much very bad at that time, and it was in a very dirty position. So I asked the headmaster, because that was the school where from I started my primary education. So I told him that when we were there, it used to be very clean, and it was no doubt it was a kacha school, but it was quite clean. And what has happened with this school? So he said, "Sir, I am only a teacher, and I can write to the upper the people at the helm of affairs, but they are not ready to listen. So you people have graduated, come out of this school. It is your duty. What can I do? What a small primary teacher can do?" So this was a very challenging question which he put to me, and I got very much depressed to know about the situation of the primary school in my village, and we started working with it. Then I collected few of my friends, and we said that we should do something. It took long time because people were employed and they were not so much interested in all these issues. And I had to go to everyone and try to discuss with them that how we can improve the situation of what we can really do for these. So then this was really the reason to create an organization, and we named it as Hala Graduates Association in order that it should denote our aim that we want to spread the education at least to the graduation level. So this is how it is started. Okay. Actually, when we started this movement, uh, we had to collect funds from the people. We went to every door and every shop in order to collect the money. And some people were very helpful, and someone were very critical who refused to pay anything. So my friends became very much depressed that how we can go ahead with this project. Then again, I told them, then let us try it again. And what we did, that we organized an Eid Milan party. And that was done in 768, as far as I remember, at the time of Eid al-Adha. And many people collected. And luckily, Makhtoom Talib al-Mawla Sahab accepted our invitation, and he also came. And that was a great boost to our organization. And we started, and there I appealed them that we want this school and please help. But unfortunately, the town committee members, they refused to support because the plot which we were trying to get for the school was the plot of town committee, and that was a commercial plot. So they never wanted to part it with the plot. And I then again went to Makhtoom Saab and to request him to ask these people to support. And ultimately, we got that particular plot, and the government was convinced, and they constructed a school, which is now still same place is existing. Meanwhile, we had another problem that we had a small dispensary running in that particular on that particular premises. So we had to get it shifted. We constructed with our donations from the people a small dispensary to be shifted there. And then we started the health camps for the people. And we used to invite the uh, specialists from Liaquat Medical College, because I was at that time working in Liaquat Medical College, Jamshoro. So I had many friends there, and I requested them to help. That's how the our
So you
movement.
started medical camps because, yeah, doctors cannot regularly come to these places. So you would periodically organize a camp where these
Yes,
doctors will come and patients could come and visit them.
exactly.
Was it
And
free or did you charge anything, any fee?
no, nothing,
Okay,
nothing.
it was free.
Used
Yeah.
to come. They used to come in their own cars with their own petrol, and we used to only offer them a lunch. That's all, a very simple lunch, nothing else.
Okay.
So this was the, uh, in a way, service of love which they rendered for the people of Allah. And I was thankful to them because they were my friends and supporters. And this is how we then, afterwards, after 70s, uh, we started, in a way, a big movement. And that went to the different parts of Sindh, and which became a Sindh Graduates Association.
So how many chapters do you have now and how many towns or how many branches do you have?
There are more than 100. I exactly do not remember the number of the branches. 104. 104, my friend tells me that there are 104 branches, and they are mainly, uh, we cover all districts of Sindh now, as well
Okay.
as few bigger tahsil headquarters. And in some villages also, the remote villages, which have no support of any type, especially the health, or they do not have a school. We have started our own schools, a chain of schools, which is known as Roshan Tara schools. And
Okay.
they start from pre-primary up to matric. So this is how this became a movement wherein people came in voluntarily, and they were supporting us, and they made good results also, because many boys and girls could come up. And I can proudly say now that in my village, Hala, no girl or boy is uneducated, and mostly
Okay.
they are all graduates. So
All right.
this is something which I am cherishing at the last part of my life, and I think that was with the help of Allah as well as the people of that particular town.
And you have ambulance services now also? You are
Yes,
running ambulance services? Yeah.
we had ambulance services, and uh, ambulance services was also a need of time, because Mr. Eid, he started in those days. He had few ambulances, which are only even not sufficient for the services to be given in Karachi. So there was a big problem for the patients coming from interior of Sindh to Karachi, or from Karachi to interior of Sindh. So we started the ambulance service, which was usually catering such patients who were being treated at bigger hospitals in Karachi. But when they get released from the hospital, they were not having any support. So we gave them the logistic support through ambulance services. And at that time, government of Pakistan also supported us with 2 ambulances, and then these were given by the Interior Minister at that time, Mr. Uh, Mahmood Harun, and that's how it is started. So, but
Okay.
another thing which I think, Bakar Sahab, you remember, was our effort to create a type of a permanent
Juma
structure,
Clinic.
Juma clinics.
Juma
Yes,
Clinic. Yeah.
Juma clinics was a concept that because during these health camps, we found that there is no any system of going ahead with the uh, monitoring of the uh,
Patients. Yeah.
treatment. Yes. What happened when I wrote down few medicines, whether the patient took it, what was the effect, there was any side effect, and so what we did, that in villages where we used to go regularly, we started to put a small clinic there. Uh, it was a very some school building. Only on the Friday used to be the holidays in those days. So we called it Juma clinics. And the doctor used to come there regularly, same doctor, so that he can monitor his own patients and can give the medicines to them. And that was also free of cost. And we thought that we should be able to continue it with the help of the donors. But unfortunately, it could not continue for a longer period. But then even it went on for a few years.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how much support you got from the government and who your donors are?
Yes, uh, government has been supporting us every time. I must say, it was the first time, uh, as I told you about Mr. Mahmood. He gave us 2 ambulances, and I don't remember the money at this time, because uh, it was quite cheaper at that time. Uh, the, then the Chief Minister of Sindh also donated 2 ambulances. So in this way, at different times, the different uh, chief ministers and different political governments used to support us because we were not attached with any political party and we had no tag on our face. So it was common for all. And we used to invite everyone to come in so that they can be of help because it was for general public and we never had any intention to go into politics or to create it as a political game. But actually, the success which we expected, we have not been able to get in at this particular movement of women. But I'm sure we shall steer them up and create a bigger organization of women also. One thing which has made a real uh, difference is that our schools, majority of our schools have got predominantly female teachers. So they have become members. And the population, previously, girls were not so uh, much welcome to the education. Now, luckily, our girls have gone up to university, and a few of them has become uh, doctorates. They have got doctorate degree, and they are working outside Pakistan and in a different country. So, in a way, this was a little change, and I should say it was a uh, movement of change. And we are still, it's a long way because you have to change the minds of people. Mindset were different, that girls will not work. They were thinking that they will not go outside. But now the people, uh, I can tell you that in Canada, where you are now, many families our from Sindh are settled there, and they are both uh, husband and wife both are working, and they are very well. So this has become a very big change in the mindset of people.
I do have a few more questions. We were talking about donors. Aside from the government, who are the other donors? And if you could talk about how much funding you needed at the beginning versus how it's sustaining itself right now.
Yes, good question. In beginning, the funding, there was no fixed funding. What we used to do, that we used to put up the project before the people and then collect funds for that. So every project used to have some money from people. And then there was another way. There was no fixed amount of budgets or anything like this. And this was usually the community contribution. And now, presently, the government of Sindh is supporting us regularly. They support our costs and also give us a grant and aid in order to that has helped us to construct the schools and some uh, structures for the uh, uh, cultural complexes. At present, we are starting to construct a cultural complex at Karachi. So this is how these things are moving.
Okay. Any donors who are supporting you?
Yes, at different times, different donors supported us. For example, the first supporter, I must admit, was a TVO. And after that, uh, we got supports from SIDA, the Canadian SIDA. And then after this, we got support from in some projects from ILO and some UNICEF and uh, who else?
Yeah. So at times for specific projects, but regular support is coming from the government of Sindh. They regularly
Yes.
support you. Yes.
Presently, the government of Sindh is supporting us regularly, no doubt about it. I'll send you during this week, inshallah, by email, the annual report, because nowadays our annual convention will be starting from tomorrow, 2nd of June.
Oh,
And
okay.
so the annual report will be coming in. And
All
then
right.
whatever other literatures we produce at this time, I will send
That
you.
will, yeah, okay, great. That's very good. That's very helpful. Thank you so much for taking time and talking to us. Uh, I'm so glad that we have captured you on camera and will share your story.
Thank you very much to consider me and give me this honor to talk to you. And
Oh, thank you.